Hello everybody, it is I, the famous Super Mario from the hit game, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I love running and jumping around stomping on Goombas and Koopas. Hello everybody, it is I, the less famous Paper Mario from the critically acclaimed game, Paper Mario Sticker Star. Hello. What's your name? Who are you? Wait, there's more. How many are there of you? Oh my gosh, this is getting too overwhelming. I cannot stop all you toads from coming in.
Super Mario is up there as one of the most iconic characters ever. He's equivalent to Disney's Mickey Mouse. In recent history, particularly in 2023 and present-day 2024, Mario fans have been fortunate enough to receive new titles that refresh the classic Mario feel, and remakes that harken back to the Plumbers' best outings. Despite this recent success in pushing the series to new heights, the Super Mario series was in a bland and repetitive cycle for nearly a decade, one in which his games feel hollow to look back upon. This isn't as simple as New Super Mario Bros. Is an ironic title because there's nothing new about it. As someone who grew up in a rough era for Nintendo, with them just barely getting by with the Wii U, the games they released didn't necessarily bother me at the time. But to those who had grown up and seen Mario go from a simple 2D side-scroller to redefining gaming with Super Mario 64, some releases during this time simply seemed like a slap in the face. For a while, Nintendo just played it cookie cutter, which, if anything, led them down a deep rabbit hole of disappointing results due to their lack of innovation. When examining Mario's early history, we can see the natural evolution of a character and a soon-to-be global franchise take shape. Super Mario Bros. On the NES was exciting back in 1985, not that there was much competition. Tennis on NES takes a close second place. What's interesting to look back on is how the original 4 games heavily differ from one another. Each has distinct controls, designs, environments, sounds, and gameplay. They all stand on their own and offer something unique to the table. With each game, you can see Mario's evolution and how his games are supposed to feel. Super Mario Bros. 3 was one of the biggest and most anticipated game launches ever, especially in the States, where Nintendo of America delayed its release because of a massive chip shortage. So next time you ponder about the most anticipated games, just ask yourself, did it get a movie made just to advertise it? When Mario jumped to 16-bit, it brought an entirely new world and direction to the series. As a reminder, Super Mario World is set in Dinosaur Land, and most locations are named after desserts. Whoa! I smell originality. Dinosaur Land as a setting isn't just cosmetic, many enemies reflect this theme, and I don't say this as a negative. This game has so many random inclusions that have stayed behind with this game, but it makes coming back to it that much more enjoyable. Mario would continue to get releases, not so much on the 2D side. Yoshi's Island, is it a Mario game or is it a Yoshi game? Whatever the case, Crafted World sucked! With Mario becoming the face of Nintendo, they began branching things out with the release of the sports and RPG games. Launching the GameCube with Luigi's Mansion was a huge risk that probably didn't work out well for them. The GameCube era was defined by experimentation, where Nintendo was willing to take its flagship character and plop him into abnormal situations. Super Mario Sunshine remains this black sheep of the 3D Mario lineage. Still, because of its colorful world and tropical setting, it resonates with many people having Mario traverse these new threats. See, this is fantastic and all,
Hey, disconnected!
but remember when I said there weren't as many 2D games being produced? Well, new Super Mario Bros. Came out, and I will keep my comments brief. I am far from the only one to talk about this series. Despite the series' negative reputation, I'm still a big fan of the original DS game. On its initial release, New Super Mario Bros. Was overwhelmingly praised for bringing it back to basics, while modernizing the controls and introducing new mechanics. Too bad they did it another 3 times. Even looking at the box art, nothing is eye-catching or different except Mr. Supersized Mario. Oh no, not the box art! It makes it abundantly clear that, yes, this is a standard Mario game. A well-designed and fun one, don't get me wrong, but not one that's going to blow anyone's mind these days. The geniuses at Nintendo saw the success of New Super Mario Bros. And said, let's do it again. Guys, it's in widescreen this time. My history with this game is limited as I never grew up with the Wii. I actually played it for this video, and yes, if you're wondering why this video took so long, try playing a whole bunch of Mario games for footage back to back to back to. Even though many people don't mind this game too much, this is around when Nintendo became comfortable sticking to a more textbook understanding of how Mario should be. Still, this game includes plenty of fun new additions, such as giving rise to Mr. Buckenberry. Who came up with this name? It's hard to look back upon this series as unlike those original NES and SNES titles, the distinctions between each game are pretty minimal. These games individually don't offer clear enough gameplay differences to warrant 4 of them. So, based on those statements, it should be no surprise that people have an adverse reaction to New Super Mario Bros. 2 and U. I'll keep my comments super brief. New Super Mario Bros. 2 confuses me the most as it is one of the most tedious and nothing Mario games ever released. Anything new they added can be counted on one hand. Also, putting the number 2 in the title doesn't make much sense since this is the 3rd entry, guys. It's not a poorly designed game, but even as a kid, I always felt disappointed in this one. As for a New Super Mario Bros. U, I like the HD visuals. Other than that, as a demonstration of the Wii U's capabilities, Nintendo Land did a better job showing off the visual and gameplay opportunities the Wii U could provide. New Super Mario Bros. U is essentially the Wii one running at a higher resolution with a more vibrant color palette. The Wii marks a shift in Nintendo's outlook on Mario, but it's a blurry line if you ask me. It would be foolish of me not to point out some fantastic games released during this era. Super Mario Galaxy, Mario Kart Wii, and most surprisingly, Mario Sports Mix. I was ready to write this game off as generic multi-sport game where none of the sports have enough substance on their own to be as exciting as the standalone Mario Sports game. And that's all kind of true. But there's still plenty to unpack here. You can use Mario Kart-like items that add to the zaniness. Each character can perform special shots which reference other Mario games. And there's even a Luigi's Mansion stage. I love Luigi's Mansion! However, the Wii also had a couple of stinkers, including Mario Party 9 and Super Mario All-Stars. This is just an SNES ROM they put on a Wii disc for $30. My favorite part is that they didn't bother touching any of the graphics. So the game still shows the Super Nintendo control scheme despite it being on the Wii. The corporate and one-note transition is visually demonstrated in the marketing. But this is a Mario video, not analyzing the Wii's marketing, Danerade. Well, now it is. The Wii ads in the first half of the console's life were incredible. 2 Japanese businessmen show up at random people's houses, and boom, cathartic fun ensues. Though, in every commercial, I laugh so hard at the fact that they awkwardly stand in the back. That's fun.
We would like to play.
These commercials were great. Until they weren't. The later Wii ads were just a sign of what was to come. The new Wii ads didn't have the same charm as the "We would like to play" campaign. They didn't do anything creative, they weren't funny or interesting, they just told you, you finally can have fun using the Nintendo Wii. In my opinion, boring and nothing ads like this visually showed off the internal mindset at Nintendo. How? Since Nintendo games were fun, communicating that element and nothing else is bound to work. What? I like the initial ad where everyone is in these boxes using the gamepad in different applications. The rest are all bad. They got Peyton List, who played Holly Hills in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, to appear in some ads. Apparently, she loves to talk about acne nowadays, but the fact that they were pushing games like New Super Mario Bros. U, I don't think that was very smart. This was the pack-in game Nintendo was pushing for, but it comes with 2 free games. All right, kid, say the line.
Hot buttered popcorn, that's a deal.
It's a total fall from grace and illustrates an arrogant Nintendo who thought they could just waltz on in with New Super Mario Bros. Again. But this has all been pretty well known. The other Mario offerings Nintendo was selling was mixed at best. The Wii printed money. The Wii U burned it. On the handheld side of things, the 3DS was doing well, but I wouldn't call its Mario offerings super noteworthy. When announcing games for the system, the heavy hitters ready for the 2011 holiday season were Mario Kart 7 and Super Mario 3D Land. In teasing Super Mario 3D Land, originally known as Super Mario for 3DS, the logo conveniently showed a significant part of the game. Nostalgia pandering. The Super Leaf was coming back. Hooray! And then, with Mario Kart 7, the Super Leaf was returning as an item. Hooray! And then, with New Super Mario Bros. 2, they brought back the Super Leaf. Stop it! Nintendo was likely thinking all these people who used to play their games are older, and when they're in the video game aisle, they say, I remember playing Mario 3. My little Timmy wants to be a taxidermist. I don't mind them bringing back a retro power-up. That's not the issue. My problem is that the return of the Super Leaf is treated as a major selling point when it really shouldn't be. Most people likely forget that the boomerang flower was first introduced in Super Mario 3D Land. I think it's a way more exciting addition, especially since the Super Leaf's flight capabilities can't be translated to 3D. Then, in New Super Mario Bros. 2, the Super Leaf makes an appearance, and it doesn't bring anything new to the table despite the game being called New Super Mario Bros. E3 2010 brought with it many announcements for the 3DS. Many of them were games that wouldn't be out for a while, and I love what I see. No! Paper Mario Sticker Star. Shh, this one is bad. Even if we disregard how much this strips off Paper Mario's identity, which is a significant concession, this game is still terribly designed. It's easy to get lost, the puzzles are confusing, and there's no incentive to battle. The most depressing part about talking about Sticker Star is that there's clearly no awareness of what made the original games great. An easy example is the partner system. Not only do they add complexities to the battle, but they also have their own stories to tell. In Sticker Star, there's Kirsty. She's a bitch. It would be one thing if Sticker Star was a single dud and intelligent systems learned their ways, but no. Paper Mario Color Splash was basically just Sticker Star again. I go back and forth on how I feel about this game, and while it improves Sticker Star in plenty of ways, the core exploration and puzzles sprinkled throughout the world are not what we want. It would be optimistic of me to say, third time's the charm. The Origami King is a weird case, as it genuinely feels like the developers are trying to throw anything at the wall to see if it sticks. Case in point, the ring-based battle system, which gets repetitive as hell. This game does have fan-favorite characters. Have you heard of the infamous colored pencils? So Paper Mario might be a lost cause, but at least we've got the other Mario RPG series. Well, Mario and Luigi suffered a fate similar to Paper Mario's, and they're interestingly connected. Mario and Luigi has always had its own style and flair that differentiates itself from Paper Mario. The emphasis on the brothers and their cooperation and interaction with the world around them brings a playful yet dramatic tone to the game and its characters. So when Nintendo revealed Mario and Luigi Paper Jam at E3 2015, there was something I did not like. It's the fact that the European release had the subtitle Paper Jam Bros. Europeans being weird once again.
I would have thought after today's briefing in the papers, the hand gesture for the Shadow Chancellor should be bye-bye.
While this may be advertised as a crossover between the two series, this is just a Mario and Luigi game where Paper Mario happens to come along for the ride. The stale and play-it-safe world of Sticker Star appears with the gimmick being that, look, there are paper counterparts for everyone. Goomba. Paper Goomba. Whoa! Think of all the source material they could work with. The characters, stories, and locations. All of the bosses are just established Mario characters. For Christ's sake, there's no Paper Luigi in the game, my beloved. Mario and Luigi Dream Team had been released a few years prior, and it had no problem introducing a brand new world and characters. Jumping back over to the Wii U, one might think circumstances improved after the boring new Super Mario Bros. U. Not really. Mario Kart 8 and 3D World were fantastic, but Nintendo also released Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. This is a really boring video game. Explaining this game is simple. Move to the glowing part of the court while Mario and friends grow comedically big. What a stark contrast to what came before it, most notably Mario Power Tennis. The opening cutscene to this game is masterful. Wario and Waluigi accidentally bump into Bowser and he casually has a secret underground gem. It also has the greatest sentence Charles Martinet was asked to perform. Oh, this looks bad. There is, quite unsurprisingly, nothing to this game. There are no interesting game modes or fun courts to be seen here, and with the subtitle like that, I have to ask, how do I sex? Mario Tennis? Mario Party, Bowser Party, yuck. The Wii U's only Mario Party entry, Mario Party 10, is Mario Party 9, but way worse. In Mario Party 9, the developers simplified the experience by having everyone ride in a car. The developers based this change on the reasoning that if you all travel together, you'd be more inclined to pay attention to what's happening. However, in execution, the opposite is true. There isn't much decision making to be had as the boards are linear and 3 players have to go right after you, which could affect your strategy. With this criticism in mind, they did it again!
She is saying it is better to play RuneScape.
The exciting moments in Mario Party 10 consist of special event. Will we go right or go left? What horrors await? That frantic and chaotic Mario Party flair has been replaced with new Super Mario Bros. Characters and themes. Oh joy! The boards have absolutely nothing to them. There are no exciting gimmicks or themes, they are the absolute bare minimum. In older Mario parties, they'd play around with the designs of the boards and special events. I grew up with the DS entry, and this game rocks. The theme is that everyone is shrunk down, and the boards reflect this. The main demonstration of this is Toadette's music room, with everyone traversing around musical instruments. There was a single player mode and plenty of side content I messed around so much with as a kid. The cover art for this game is wonderful. Yoshi's about to go bye-bye! Regarding console entries, Mario Party 5 always stuck out to me, with the Star Spirits from the original Paper Mario acting as hosts for the game. Ah yes, the guy who's been represented as Paper Bowser for all of his YouTube career likes when other Mario games reference Paper Mario. Yeah. And so, returning to Mario Party 10, the developers introduced a new mode, Bowser Party. In a nutshell, Bowser's trying to kill everyone. I have played this game and it can be dumb fun, but the player controlling Bowser has a huge advantage. There aren't many Bowser exclusive minigames, and the person playing as Bowser has almost nothing to do outside of the minigames. Bowser Party feels nothing more than a gimmick to mask that the traditional Mario Party mode here is bare bones and generic. To top it off, if Bowser doesn't catch up to the other players, he can just re-roll. That is ultra omega dumb. For nearly a decade, Super Mario games all felt derivative of each other, not introducing anything new to the series to fit with a generic understanding of what a Mario game should be. Finally, with the Switch's launch, the game to break the mold was 2017's Super Mario Odyssey. The Wii U's Super Mario 3D World was great, but came out at the wrong long time. Super Mario Galaxy already followed a much more linear structure than the games before it, but 3D World felt even more by the books. A return to the sandbox style of prior games, Super Mario Odyssey brought so many new ideas. The capture mechanic was a fun way to interact with the environment, like defeating enemies or unlocking secrets. The different species inhabiting all these kingdoms sold the idea of traversing the whole world. While the number of moons is controversial, exploring each kingdom as you'd like and finding moons in whatever order you naturally uncover them makes each playthrough unique. Add to that the detailed and beautiful worlds, plenty of secrets to discover, female electoral representation. Super Mario Odyssey was a clear return to form while introducing an adventure solely its own. Super Mario Odyssey wasn't the only early Mario Switch game to buck the past decade's trend, as Mario + Rabbids Kingdom Battle released 2 months before Odyssey, and what a wild ride. When this game was revealed at E3, people thought, Mario? The Rabbids and gun? When speaking at E3, Shigeru Miyamoto said this.
I said, whatever you do, don't try to make a jump game or a Mario platformer. Try to make a Mario game that has never been made before.
And that's a great way to describe this truly one-of-a-kind game. Despite this being an Ubisoft game, it has a prestige level of polish, and Mario surprisingly doesn't feel out of place. For any devout Ubisoft fans who are mad that I hinted at the fact that Ubisoft is just kind of okay, I'm sorry. If you haven't played this game, the concept may still be off-putting to you. But seeing the characters interact and getting knee-deep into the combat is all meshed perfectly together. The combat mechanics are deep and battles can be complex. For crying out loud, a Mario game has a skill tree. This means that tangible progress is made through rewards you earn for battling. It doesn't sound so hard now, does it? And the game got even better with its sequel, Sparks of Hope. I've played through some of it, but haven't completed it. But it is way more ambitious than the first game, and the battles have even more depth to them. I love that these games exist. The people behind them have so much passion and love, and it's so outside of Nintendo's usual releases. One of my favorite Mario adventures on the Switch is 3D World's DLC edition side game. I don't know. It's Bowser's Fury. See, during the Super Mario Bros. 35th Anniversary Direct, they revealed a port of 3D World coming to the Switch. It's a little surprising that it took this long, but it's a fantastic game on Switch. And then they revealed the full name, Super Mario 3D World Plus? Oh, never mind. What's going on here? They gave us this cryptic teaser, and that was it. We didn't know what a Bowser's Fury was. And then when the game came out, it was really good. The critics could not get enough of this game, including me. I reviewed this game a while back. I don't know what I was thinking with the title. I thought it was very funny at the time. Please make fun of me in the comments. I absolutely adore everything about this game. The structure is similar to Odyssey in that the world is filled with cat shines with little challenges and obstacles you must go through. You may have also noticed I said cat shines, not just regular shines, because everything is a cat. I don't even like cats, and this is so fun. Sorry, cat lovers. They went back to edit all the existing 3D World models to catify them. That's not even a word. This game is simply fun. It's pretty short, taking 3 hours for a regular playthrough and 6 if you want to 100% this game. But for what it is, Bowser's Fury presents us with a bite-sized experience that hopefully gives us a glimpse of what the next 3D Mario game could have in store for us. And then it happened. Super Mario Bros. Wonder was released late last year, and this game is one of the big reasons I made this video. 2D Mario has felt stale and samey, but Super Mario Bros. Wonder aims to address this concern and does with flying colors. It's common for many Mario games to have a singular gimmick, one gimmick that the devs would stretch out for a whole game. In new Super Mario Bros. Use case, the gimmick was I don't know. The gimmick here is the Wonder Flower, but that's not highlighting how the game substantially changes based on the Wonder effects. Even without the Wonder Flower, these levels have so much fun stuff going on in them. A real treat I discovered while playing is the enemy variety. There are these new birds, the Condarts. That name is amazing. They swoop in on Mario. If they hit a wall, they'll try to get their beak out of it. If we get into the Wonder effects, this game is a musical apparently. What an absolute joy all of them were. I can remember distinct levels because of the creativity illustrated by the Wonder Flower. Not only are the levels themselves unique, but this also goes for their structure. Badge challenge levels act similarly to obstacle course-like levels. Each level is centered around a badge, a mechanic new to the Mario series. The badges themselves have different abilities that Mario and friends can use. Most consist of movement changes, such as being able to glide, a wall climb, and grapple vine. Or how about the Wiggler races, where you race a Wiggler to beat the level before he does? They gave him roller skates. Cool, 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 cool. The game has an extremely strong visual identity. The obvious standouts are the models and animations. They went above and beyond to give all the characters way more expression and even interactions with each other. We saw this in Super Mario Odyssey, but we're seeing it being applied to a 2D game. In Roller Koopa Derby, all the Koopa Troopas have skates that they traverse the level around in. When they contact each other, they bump into each other and do a little dance. The small details from every aspect make this game shine. Here are just a few lesser talked about examples. A point of contention has been the talking flowers, as they spew little pieces of dialogue through each of the levels. While I don't mind them, if you don't want them interrupting your experience, you can just shut them up in the menus. Even better, if you for some reason want to hear the talking flowers in a different language but want everything else to be in English. If you get hit by an enemy, they'll have an attack animation reflecting that they've hurt Mario. The stages are much more visually distinct than in previous Mario games. What helps is the developers experimenting with the lighting and time of day. There are rainy stages, sunsets, or even winter stages with this beautiful purple and blue color scheme that matches the whimsical feel of the snow landscape. I'm only scratching the surface of what this game has to offer. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a fantastic evolution of 2D Mario that innovates and redefines what a 2D Mario game can be while still encompassing the fun and easy accessibility Mario is known for. Super Mario Wonder wasn't the only surprise we got from this franchise. We're currently amid a truckload of Mario titles. Super Mario RPG, a remake of the SNES classic, was a fantastic surprise, considering Nintendo's weird fear of allowing original characters with the Mario RPG series. Yep, that's all been thrown out the window with fan favorite Geno returning in all of his glory. I haven't played this one, but I appreciate games like this getting remade. These older titles that aren't easily accessible or have dated design elements can be brought back again through these remakes, which is something I cannot say for Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. This is probably at the bottom of my list regarding my excitement for upcoming games. I'm a big fan of Luigi's Mansion, but the third game, in my mind, is just a better and refined version of 2. Also, what's with the retcon in the name? In North America, the game was called Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. In Europe, they removed the subtitle and called it Luigi's Mansion 2. In this naming brawl, Europe won out, and now the remaster is called Luigi's Mansion 2. I don't like giving Europe any credit. The Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake, though, makes a lot more sense. This is similar to Super Mario RPG. While it is a remake, how many people will boot up a Game Boy Advance to play this game? Plus, they had to remake all of this from scratch, and the visuals look like a brand new game. The original only acts as a blueprint. Everything from the models, animations, sound design, and music must be made from scratch. So, new or old, it's still Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I don't see much to complain about. A nice surprise was Princess Peach Showtime. The pitch for this game was, let's have Peach play dress up. We haven't seen a Peach game since the DS. Man, it's been a while. What a pleasant shakeup from the norm. It's not something I'm jumping out of my seat for, especially since the biggest complaint is that it's stupid easy and made for little babies. You'd think I'm exaggerating, but not really. I'm still happy to see the rest of the Mario cast getting their own games. All the different transformations Peach goes through seem fun, and I'm just taking a guess as actually pulling the trigger to buy the game. Yeah, I'll pass. Still, I'm happy to see a game for younger and less experienced gamers have actual polish behind it. Then, of course, the big surprise of the September 2023 Direct was Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door getting a remake. What an absolutely exciting and mind-blowing announcement. Paper Mario has been stuck in the stale and derivative state where it doesn't know what it wants to be. The Thousand Year Door coming to Switch breaks this notion and is a fantastic return to form. Partners, story, turn-based battles that don't suck. I've been playing this new remake, and it's an absolutely marvelous experience to see how the team at Intelligent Systems has recontextualized these worlds. TTYD is a reminder that Paper Mario can tell these incredible stories with exhilarating and funny moments spread throughout. Is the remake perfect? No. The drop to 30 frames per second was something I thought I would get past, but it's a pretty big blow. It's mostly felt in battles, and the menus too, they feel really clunky. Additionally, as I don't know in what other video I'm going to mention this in, but in battle, when selecting through options, there's a cooldown between options so you can't cycle and select battle commands as fast. This sounds pretty trivial, and it likely is to anyone who didn't play the original, but I swear it slows things down just enough to bother me. Yeah, other than that, amazing remake to see come to fruition. Please buy, guys. I want Nintendo to know we like good Paper Mario games. Now, it is true that all these games coming out are mostly remakes and remasters as a holdover while Nintendo prepares software for the launch of the Switch's successor. Probably. It's fun to be a Mario fan right now. Just let us relish in our glory. It's simply a joy to see Nintendo embracing more of Mario, but in less of a by-the-books way. Whether it be the development of games centered around the other cast and friends of Mario, or taking the characters to new heights by introducing something never before seen, such as that of Super Mario Bros. Wonder. The truth is that Mario's modern rise hasn't been perfect. It seems the Mario sports games aren't quite where they should be. They aren't bad games. The Switch titles are a step up from Ultra Smash, but the lack of content, drip feeding the rest through free updates, makes the package rather raw. Most of the time, it's just characters, which is fine, but more courses in Mario Golf Super Rush or more of everything in Mario Strikers Battle League would be appreciated. The evolution of this franchise has been an interesting journey, and it's far from over. With the Mario movie's success and the Switch's successor on the horizon, Mario's future seems brighter than ever.